Hey everybody, it's Gabe from Total Detailing. We're back in the shop today. I just wanted to take a few minutes and put this together for you guys. I get asked this question a lot about what products and what pads to use for paint correction, what polisher should I have. The truth is that I can go to Harbor Freight with everything you see here, which I bought with my own money, and get professional level paint correction results. We have a VW Golf that we're going to be working on. It is hammered, and I'm going to be able to take everything you see here and get professional level results. So what we have here is our 6-inch backing plate, 21 millimeter throw Bauer dual action polisher. We have some microfiber towels. We got detail clay. We've got tape. We've got a compounding, polishing, and fine polish, finishing polish pad. We've got gloves. We've got a work light. Everything you see here, this is roughly about 270 bucks. Everything you see here will be able to turn this Golf that we're gonna put on camera here in a minute into a professional paint correction. So don't think for 1 second that you need to spend a ton of cash to get into paint correction. You can go walk over to Harbor Freight and get everything that you need, including these Meguiar's polishes and compounds. Harbor Freight carries the 205 and 105, I believe. The updated versions of these are the 110 and 210. So we like to use these in the shop, the newer versions, but for today, we're gonna use the 110 and the 205. So stick around, I appreciate you being here. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clay the area here. So we're gonna take some detail spray that we have. We're just gonna kind of mist it on this side of the hood. We don't need a lot. We're gonna take our detail spray, we're gonna take our clay and just work back and forth. The reason we do this with detail spray is so that it's lubricated. I can feel how contaminated the surface is. You might be able to hear it, actually. So you'll see this is what we just pulled off the paint. What we don't want to do is pick up any contamination that's on the paint and have it get embedded into the surface of the polisher and then have it just grind it into the paint. Now, you'll see that these have tags, so of every one. We fold it into fourths, then we just wipe our detail spray off. We just wipe until it flashes. flip it, get everything nice and clean. Now what I'll do is I'll flip it inside out and then I'll put it up here on the windshield. Straight to the blue pad from Harbor Freight Bauer. This is a coarse compounding pad. Just hear how rough it is. So this is gonna cut out a ton of the defects that are in the paint. Compounding, by nature, is going to install marring in the finish, micro marring, and it will appear to be cloudy or hazy in the areas where we've just worked. And we finish that and get rid of it by stepping down in pad aggressive and we finish that out by stepping down in pad aggressiveness and, you know, compound and polish aggressiveness. So we'll step from blue to yellow to white, and we're gonna get this thing looking awesome. So first thing we're gonna do is use the centering hole and line it up with the centering hole on the polisher. When you spin this by hand, it shouldn't appear to be crazily unbalanced or like it looks like it's warped. It should be pretty straight, just like this. Toss the polisher cord over our shoulder. We're going to take our 105, give her a shake. So we don't need a lot. We close the bottle on the actual pad. So we're gonna smear this out. So we're going to spread this out over our area. We're going to come to a corner. We're going to turn it up. You see here it's flinging polish around, and that's okay. The cells are very open in these pads, so they will fling polish around the first few times you use them. So now we're going to work our area here. Nice and slow. This is like speed 3.5. We're making sure we're going to keep the backing plate level. Pattern 2x2. So you'll see this is what the pad looks like. We're going to take our towel. Okay, so we're going to hit this one more time, and then we can step down to polishing. So we overlap our previous pass by 50%. That's okay if you're getting splatter. This is a very open celled pad. over time, this pad is going to get clogged and you're going to need to clean it. So I have a Root Bez pad brush. You can get these cheap on Amazon. They're like $5 or $6, just a regular orange one. So we'll point this away from the car and we're going to brush this pad out completely. So now we've got majority of that stuff cleared out of the pad. Blowing this out with an air compressor is usually a good idea too. So now we're going to do this bottom section of the hood. So we're going to spread it out. We're going to start in a corner. We're going to come up to speed 4. We're going to take our time. We overlap our previous pass by 50%. Keep the pad nice and level so it's always rotating. So you notice now it's flinging far less polish, and that's because the pad has had a chance to get loaded up. And we're going to want to go 2 passes each direction. We might even do 3, that's okay. We're moving a little quicker now. I can look through the polish and the compound and I can see we're getting the results we want. So this is looking really good. Oh, much better. All right, so we've pretty well compounded this over here. There's some areas up here that are still pretty deep. I'm not comfortable chasing them, so we're gonna leave them. Majority of the rest of the hood looks friggin' great. Oh. So now we're going to step up to the foam polishing pad, just the yellow one. We're going to put this on the backing plate. And we're going to grab our 205. And we're going to start to polish this out and get rid of some of this compounding haze. looking better. There's still some straight lines in here that I don't think that we're gonna get out. Okay, so we've done compounding and polishing. Now we're going to swap out to the yellow we're going to swap out to the white super soft finishing pad. So this is like super soft. You're going to want to use this with the 205, maybe even something lighter than that if you can find it. But we ought to be able to use the 205 and get the results that we want. So you don't want to get up above speed 3 for this. I was cooking on speed 5 with the polish. This is just kind of refinement and tooling. see here, this is what the car used to look like. Water spots, swirls, cloudiness, haziness. Now after the Harbor Freight correction, okay, so you can see here we've got our little Harbor Freight Braun LED light. It was like 20 bucks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tape a section here. We're gonna do this side of it, and then we're gonna pull the tape off to kind of show you a dramatic before and after. So we're gonna swap back to our compounding pad. We're actually gonna skip the white this time. We're just gonna compound and polish. So no refinement, white pad polish. So that was just a quick compounding, and the compound pad is now fully loaded. So as I'm working this, I'm looking at the correction light on the floor. And it's that direct lens lighting that lets me see the correction as it's happening. Now this is going to be super fast because of how this finished out. So the compounding finished so well that we're not going to need to do a ton of polishing here. That's huge. So that's what it was like before. Now this is after our quick two-step compound and polish. All right, guys, so what is the lesson to be had here? The lesson is you don't need to buy every boutique brand of paint correction product out there. We have a brand in the shop here that we love to use. We've built our system around it. We do a ton of paint correction. It makes sense for us. If you're looking to get started in paint correction, Harbor Freight has everything that you need. You do not need to scour forums. You don't need to scour videos. Go to Harbor Freight. This $110 to $120 polisher, the dual action 6-inch 21 millimeter dual action polisher, Meguiar's 205 and 105, and the Bauer blue, yellow, and white pads, and a pack of microfiber towels, and you're off and running in paint correction. Don't wait. You can make the money that you're going to spend on all this equipment back in paint enhancements and then profit. You don't need to spend a ton of money on a Rupes or Flex polisher out the gate. Those are great tools, and if you have a polisher in your hand all the time, those are great investments. If you're looking to work on your own ride, families, friends, you want to get started, this is it. This is all you need. So don't psych yourself out and think that you need a ton of crazy equipment. What you need is to follow some proper protocols and just basic guidelines. 1, use products without fillers. So that's stuff like Meguiar's, the 105, 205, or 110 and 210. Use a dual action polisher. Something like this from Harbor Freight for 110 bucks. 21 millimeter throw on the polisher means that you're not going to need to sit and use it all day long and get really poor results. You'll get great results in an appropriate amount of time because it has a 21 millimeter throw. Use the proper pads. If you're going to compound, use a compounding pad. If you're going to polish, use a polishing pad. You can grab the ones from Harbor Freight. They'll get you started. Do not expect them to last forever, even with proper cleaning. They are not a super high-end pad. If you can get 2 cars out of a set of pads, you're off to the races and you're ahead. So, proper technique, proper product, proper pad, proper polisher. That's all you need. You don't need to be psyched out to get into paint correction. So, if you enjoyed this content, I would appreciate it if you left a comment, like, subscribe, share. Let us know if you didn't like it. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to get into paint correction training, check out the detailingworkshop.com. We're going to have our first 3-day advanced detailing seminar here in our shop here in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, October 13th, 14th, and 15th. We're going to cover everything from business, wash methodology, paint correction, ceramic coating, wet sanding. So if you're looking to really upgrade your skill set and you want to learn hands-on, we got you covered. If you want to learn on your own, you've now been given the information to do so. So if you're coming by and you're going to come to the class, I look forward to seeing you. Until next time, my name's Gabe. See you later.